As you know, I'm posting a video every week. This week, I'm kind of discombobulated in my schedule. So I started to paint, and it's become a little bit of an obsession in the best way possible. I haven't painted for years, actually. For around 3 years, I did not, or even, 3 years, 4. Anyway, it's been a while. I haven't painted, I haven't finished a painting, and even when I painted, it was very hard for me to finish a painting. And so I have an opportunity right now, which I won't talk about, which requires me to make a lot of work. And so I'm doing just that, and it's become very enjoyable. I usually paint in silence, but I thought, why not make a video of me talking and painting? Why not, not invent anything, just exist as I am in this moment with my painting. So I'm working on the torso part right now. Painting in oils. If you ever want a tutorial, although it's already in my plans to do a kind of paint with me video and then an oil painting tutorial, or rather like a paint and chat. That would be nice, without like all the instructions on how to do it, and then doing like an actual oil painting instructions my way, because every painter paints differently, has their own techniques. So that will be a thing to do. And my initial idea this week was to film a makeup tutorial, to have a little painting break, and I love doing makeup. I actually took all the stuff with me to do it, because I'm currently moving. I don't have any of my things here except my painting things. And so I took everything with me, but now I don't feel like it, and I told myself, maybe I'll do it anyway. Even if I don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing what I don't feel like doing, I'm in my painting thing, so I'm just gonna keep going like this. Whatever I'm doing right now is good. And I don't even know what I want to talk about. What do I want to talk about? I'm currently outlining. I did like the color blocked the body. That's how I work. I need right now this painting, I color block. Then I blend slightly, and then I do the line work. The line work is where the magic happens in my work. It's kind of complex to speak while you paint. Especially when it's line work. So I've started painting these long-necked women, which started is not the right word. I continued because my drawings, since I was a child, I always drew these long-necked women. I don't know where it came from, but then I found that I was very inspired from Modigliani, if you know the painter. And it was my mother's birthday, and then I stopped kind of painting, but my figures always had a long neck, painted or drawn. That was the kind of archetype. And I repeat myself saying something sometimes because I feel like the first way I said it was weird. So I picture myself cutting it out in the video, and I say it again so that I can put that one in, but maybe I won't cut it so you see how weird it actually is and you see the reality. But I'm mixing 100,000 things right now. So I was I was always drawing these long-necked women, like elongated face, big eyes. I'll include some pictures. And I stopped, and then I started painting again, like a month ago. I actually posted a video on this, a painting that I ended up hating, and it's just standing there, and I'm not going to touch it anymore. this face. I guess it was just like, excuse me for the expression, but vomit that had to come out before I could, you know, have space to actually digest something that was meaningful to me, which is this. And what led me to this is that it was my mother's birthday, yesterday actually, but a week before, 2 weeks before, I started making her a Modigliani copy. I found a portrait of a man that I really liked from Modigliani, and I started copying it, which I have it right here. I'll show you in a second. Why I was making a copy, because I already made her a copy before, years ago, of another Modigliani when I was just starting to paint with oils. It was actually my first oil painting, and we needed to make a copy, you know, to learn the techniques. So I made her a copy, and she's been asking me for a copy forever, so I decided, okay, let's do it. So I did it, and around the third layer things went awry and just awry. How do you say that word? Awry or awry? Disregard the currents, turn awry. 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 The painting turned awry. And he's just looking incredibly ugly right now. Like, he's a beautiful man, but his colors are not working. And I thought, you know, I'll make it work, but I don't want to gift her something that's not coming from my soul that I love. I think gifts are supposed to be something that you love, you know, something that you would like to look at every morning, something that you want for yourself, you know. And so, you know, if you don't feel kind of a little ting of pain when you give a gift, not even pain, but like something about separation, you know, that ting of separation, I think that means that it's not the right gift. Even though you're giving it with love, but there's something about being separated with it, especially as an artist, if you made that thing, right? And what did I want to say? Yeah, so I completely failed at that painting. I'll show it to you now. You ready? Okay, this is embarrassing, but this was the painting. This is a little man that's very sad, and I'm going to probably paint over him at some point. But I thoroughly enjoyed painting him so much, and I realized, oh my goodness, that's what I need to paint. I remembered my long-necked people. Right after the little man, I painted her, because I realized how much I needed my long-necked people back. And she's also inspired from Modigliani, actually. So moral of the story, I made a mistake, right? I wasted material, I painted canvas. I painted something I didn't like. But out of that came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paintings, and much more to come. A realization of what I needed to do, of how I needed to come back to those roots. So, you know, I think sometimes we need to make mistakes in order to come back to, because mistakes will show us what's the right thing to do. It really will. It's very interesting to live if you take action. It really is. Well, and she's a woman that I love her nose. I'm not gonna be arrogant, but I have a special nose painting talent. Look at that nose. And she's inspired from a dream, actually. So she has these blue tomatoes. They're still not looking like tomatoes, but they will be tomatoes. And she's basically, I had a dream about blue tomatoes one night, and I thought it was very important for me to paint them, so I did. And as you see these strokes, of paint, the long eyelashes, but also the strokes in general going over her face, and you know, this is something that, you know, I had done a perfect coloring job blocking out the colors. When I say blocking out the colors, I mean like You see that there's this shape of orange, and there's this shape of orange and red, blue, this block, this block. This is what I call blocking out color. And I was just called to make these wisps, you know, and I was like, do I want to risk making these wispy things? Because that is, you can't come back from this, you know. There is no way I can fix this without it being extremely annoying, because I would have to go over everything, all the colors, all the blocks, you know. But I did, and it was, I think, a very good decision. I think if you're a painter, you're also going to be always doubting whether what you did was right or what you did was wrong, and oh my god, this is so great, but then oh my god, this is so bad. But just keep going, keep working, and it's so easy to be lonely. Lovely. Clearly just said lonely. It's so easy to be kind. Okay, hi again. I didn't end up filming because I forgot, but I did finish the painting, and I'm so excited to show you. I'm just home now, because as I know, or maybe don't, I'm in the middle of a move right now, and I'm in the house with my parents, where I'll be living for a couple days before I leave to the south of France. I'm just doing some stretches. And I'm painting in my old room, but I can't sleep there because, you know, you can't breathe the oil chemicals. I'm very excited to show you the painting. I only have to change the background color. As you saw, it was pink, but I think the pink washes out the figure. The figure looks too light. I mean, the pink is too light for the figure to really pop. So I was thinking to put a red, but upon consideration and upon hearing my mother's advice, blue could even work, but I need to see. I feel like staying in warm shades, but I feel like the figure would get lost because she's also quite warm, so I need to see. I really need to consider my options and change the background. The table is very dark, and the tomatoes are very, very blue, which it's the first time I paint tomatoes, and they turned out heavenly. I think they're a pair of extremely sexy tomatoes, if you ask me. And so maybe it could even work that the background could be dark, like dark blue, like Prussian blue. Prussian or Prussian, I don't know. Prussian blue is the blue I used for the tomatoes. It's one of my favorite blues. It could be fuchsia. Fuchsia. Pink. It's like a very bright, dark pink. It could be purple. It could be like an aubergine color would work amazingly, I think. But it will end up being very dark. But then I could make the other paintings aubergine as well. I need to consider my options, because I'm having a little pink worshipping phase, and you know, I made the background pink straight away because I wanted, you kind of make the background for me. I work on the background because I kind of want to feel like I'm doing something. You know, when you start a painting, you're kind of scared, antsy to start the painting, at least I am. And so I do the background, so you know I'm still doing something. The background has to be done. But actually, maybe it's better not to do the background straight away. To consider that also. Anyways, tomorrow I will redeem myself with some makeup on my face. Because for the past 2 videos I've been kind of, what's the word? Négligée. j'étais un peu négligée. I was a bit neglected in my appearance, let's say. I don't know why I'm babbling on. I'm just excited to show you what I've done. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, basta posing. There she is. The great queen of my life at the moment. I'm very proud of these tomatoes. I think the tomatoes are the best part. And then we have the body, which this part still needs to be finished right here. Because I made her, as you can see, this muddy color is because she was kind of more curved in, but she looked too skinny. So I made her a little bit more wide, and I think this is better. And we go up to the face. And this is the pink that I was talking about. You see how this is not the best situation, since this is so vibrant down here. And then this is kind of washed out. So she deserves something better. We're going to work on that now. First, I need to change into my painting outfit. This is the second painting I painted. Let's get to work, shall we? Oh. Another thing I do while I work is fill up 2 big mugs. You see how big these mugs are? Look at the comparison in my head. Because I don't want to get up and drink, and I often just forget, but I do want to stay hydrated. You know, I don't want to give myself the excuse, oh, I'm so into work that I forget to hydrate myself. So I will drink breakfast and a tuna sandwich. Mugs are abundantly overflowing. Over this. And I always wonder if it's possible for a painter to have nice nails. This is not dirt, this is paint, okay? And I massage my fingers with like oils and creams, but yeah, my hands are workers' hands, pretty hands. I also have a little chocolate for a little sugary kick. Always dark chocolate for me, please. This is too sweet already. I like 95%. And let's go. I used to paint these big paintings on the floor, you know, and my back would hurt and, you know, my knees would hurt. So I came up with this mechanism. I have the table right here. If you don't have an easel, right, I have to get myself an easel. You put a chair. I cover it so it doesn't get dirty, although I got it dirty before I could cover it. It's okay. And I put it on the table, I leave some space, right? You see? And the painting is just chilling at the back. The painting is just chilling on top. Just make sure it's holding onto wood and it's not pushing into the canvas, because it will leave a bump in your canvas and it's just gonna be a bump while you paint. So make sure that's this. And in this way, I can sit down to paint. I can stand up to paint. I can go on the chair to paint. I can go on my knees to paint. I thought I would be here testing the colors, testing everything, but I'm gonna follow my intuition, yeah? I'm just gonna make those curtains I was talking about. All right. So I have this lovely color. It's called Permanent Mauve, and I bought this ready color, but you can actually mix all the colors possible with the primary colors: yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, white, black. I think that's the primary colors. think I'm just gonna make everything purple because I'm not liking this curtain thing, honestly. She's done now, more or less. Still have to do some finishing touches, but I'm going to paint the edges. Okay, I'm ending the video here. I'm going to be focusing on my next painting and posting the final outcome of this baby at the end of this video or on my social media pages, which I will link in the description. Thank you for watching and see you next week.